Hello, 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 hello. Oh, I'm so excited to be doing today's live training. And if stress is the background noise of your business, this live training is something you just cannot miss because it's not just about costing you peace of mind, right? We know stress costs us of peace of mind, but stress is costing you tens of thousands of dollars each and every month or year. Okay. So today's live training is called the 100K cost of hiding your stress and how I flipped it into sales. And yes, I'm sharing the real habits, the real mindset shifts, and one powerful case study that'll show you exactly how to shift from burnout to bank accounts, baby. So get your pen and paper because it's about to get real in case you want to take any notes. All right. So the stress that you're hiding behind your smile, your lashes, and your really cute earrings, it's costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales each and every year. And your nervous system knows it. Because the truth is, you guys, you can't fake your way to six figures and beyond if you're secretly drowning in stress. You can't manifest more clients when your body is stuck in survival mode. And you definitely cannot lead $1 million brand while your mind is racing at 3 a.m. wondering if this whole thing is going to even fucking work. So I'm curious, have you ever had one of those nights, right? Where you literally have woken up in the middle of the night, it's dark, your chest is tight, your brain is freaking racing. You were just dreaming about all the things that you need to be doing every day. You're running through your Stripe balances, your unpaid invoices, content that isn't working, the DMs that are being ghosted, right? Like, this is the stuff that's keeping you up at night. And you're probably asking yourself, what am I even doing wrong? I'm doing all the things, I'm checking all the boxes, right? Then morning comes and you do what you always do. You pull it all together, you post the cute reel, you get on the client call, you answer the DMs, and you pretend that nothing is wrong. I've been there. And so did my client, Erica, before she came to work with me. So let me just tell you what had happened, right? So before she started working with me, Erica was making less than $2,000 a month. She was showing up, saying all the right things, posting consistently, like every fucking day on multiple channels, multiple platforms. And, and behind the scenes, right? Like what was really happening behind all of that posting that she was doing? She was exhausted. Her content was boring and flat, and her marriage was so freaking tense. I was like, yo, how's that going? Right. And she's like, oh, don't even want to talk about it. Right. And her self-worth was literally on the floor. Like she had just looked beaten down. Right. And she kept telling herself, I just need to try harder. I can handle this. But she wasn't handling that shit, you guys. She was hustling in survival mode. And when we started working together, the very first thing that we did was not fix her funnel or fix her fucking content. We didn't build a new offer. We didn't launch a challenge. We focused on her energy. And here's what we shifted. She added a non-negotiable 60-minute sales power hour into her calendar. She started doing breath work and EFT tapping before she sold, right? Before she would hop on sales calls, just to reset her nervous system. She started saying affirmation, right? Which I totally gave her mine because I absolutely love it. Because guys, I used to operate in this hustle mode mentality. I used to wear that shit like a badge of honor. I was like, everything in my office was like hustle, grind, discipline, right? Like it was hardcore. And yes, that is me. But I realized that getting ahead in business wasn't all about doing more. In fact, it's about doing less and making sure that my energy is in check. So I remember a couple of years ago when I created this affirmation that I don't just say in the morning. In fact, I say it any time that I start to feel those stress senses come up, right? And the simple saying is, I don't do stress, I do solutions. Okay. Because I'm not going to I don't want to really digress here. But in 2019, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's and I was in the best shape of my life, you guys, physically, but my hair was falling out. I had eczema all over my skin. My digestion was shit, like everything. Right. And when I went to a functional nutrition, a functional medicine doctor, he simply said, okay, Carissa, your goal is to put Hashimoto's into remission and to do it without any medication. He's like, you know how hard that is to do? And I was like, I don't give a shit. I don't want all this medication. I had just, filed for divorce. So I didn't have, health insurance. Like I knew I was going to have to fix and repair and put Hashimoto's into remission by myself. And I remember him asking, he said, Carissa, then you need to learn how to manage your stress because your stress is literally breaking down your body. And I'm like, oh shit. Right. And I caught myself saying things like, oh, I don't stress. People don't know I'm stressed. Like, how do you know I'm stressed? Like all of these things. I was lying to myself. And there this woman was, right? Erica was lying to herself. She was saying things like, I'm okay. I've got this. And I was like, girl, you don't got this. Like the bags under your eyes tell me a different story. The way you're showing up on your sales calls, because I review her sales calls, right? Like all of these things. And I was like, the stress is literally killing you, just like that doctor told me. So back in the day, I created that I don't do stress, I do solutions. So anytime I feel stress enter the body, I remind myself that simple truth. Carissa, you don't do stress anymore. You do solutions. And I remember telling Erica that too. And she's like, oh my God, I love it. So she started doing it in the morning. And then I told her, I was like, honestly, say it as many times as you freaking need throughout the day, because it takes you out of victim mode and puts you back in to like, how can I get myself out? Right. To like, I'm the hero of my own journey. I don't do the stress because when you're in stress mode, guys, you're like, woe is me. Right. I mean, am I right? Versus solution focused is like, how can I find a solution to my problem? Okay. It's a different mindset and it's a different shift. But most importantly, you guys, we simplified her sales systems to really protect her peace. So within 30 days of working with me, she signed 3 high ticket clients. She started sleeping through the night again, which I was like, hello, what a fucking win, right? Her content shifted because her energy shifted. She said sales feel light. And her relationship, well, she said, girl, the sex has never been better. I was like, okay, right? Like, I'll take it. So she isn't faking the smile anymore, right? She is literally owning it and stepping into her power. And today I want to give you that exact habit, some of the exact habits that I personally use every single day that help me stay grounded, that help me stay focused. And most importantly, as a CEO, they help me stay profitable, even when life feels so chaotic. All right. So these habits have helped me and my clients sell with ease, protect your energy, and build a 6 and multi-6-figure business without sacrificing our health or our relationships, because there is a single belief that we believe in the AQC, right? A huge belief is we as women can have it all. Okay, we can have it all, we can do it all, we can be it all. Yes, I truly believe that. We can have the money, we can have the bank account, we have the amazing clients, we can have the great sex, we can have an amazing relationship with our partners. We get to have it all. It's our birthright. Okay, so that's one of the beliefs, is that yes, we can have all of the nice things without the sacrifice, but we have to get a handle on our internal stress. Even if your hair is not falling out, and even if you don't have eczema, or even if you don't have some chronic disease. Okay. All right. So I want to give you those exact habits. So here we go. Write this down. It's going to go down and dirty really quick. So number 1, I always say energy first. So before you do strategy, fix your nervous system. Okay. Before you do any type of strategy, if you're coming from this place of like, right, fix your energy, right? Take 5 minutes of just breath work. Maybe do a round of EFT tapping. One powerful truth spoken out loud, right? Like, I get to sell from peace, not panic, right? So when you're getting ready to hop on a sales call, or you're getting ready to work your sales system, something like that, right? Like just a little bit of breath work or a round of EFT tapping. And guys, if you don't know what that means, it stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. I use tapping every single day in my life, in my business, with my clients, right? So we want to get in this beautiful energetic space. Okay. So fix your energy. That's tip number 1. You can do it with, some breath work or a round of tapping or just a new simple truth, right? Like for me, it's, I don't do stress, I do solutions. All right. Tip number 2 is affirmations that actually anchor. Okay. So what that means is, we don't just make up some stupid affirmation that we got from Pinterest that doesn't really sit with us. Right? You have to figure out an affirmation that really gets you to the core. And then we need to anchor it to how we want to feel. So if you want to practice with me, we can do it together. You're going to say, I don't do stress, I do solutions. Or I'm not available for chaos, only clarity, right? And then as you say it, right, I always like to write it down, and then I say it, and then I close my eyes and I say it again. And when I'm closing my eyes, I really get anchored into that affirmation. Okay. I allow myself to feel all the feels, right? So instead of I don't do stress, I say I do solutions. And that makes me feel good, right? I am a woman who can find solutions. And a woman who can find a solution to all of her problems, she's going to be all right. All right. Tip number 3 is strategic simplicity. So personally, I choose every day, right? Every weekday, Monday through Friday, guys, because I don't work weekends. I choose, for me, it's a 90-minute time block because, hey, I love sales and sales makes me happy and money makes me happy. And like that actually motivates me. I love sales. Hence, I'm a high ticket sales coach. Okay. So for me, I do a 90-minute time block, but for you, maybe that seems like insane, right? So start with 60 minutes, but you guys, leads and sales are the lifeblood of your business. If you are not inviting people to calls, if you are not, attracting leads, if you are not, converting and creating conversations, you are dying. All right. If you are not making sales, you're pretty much just like RIP your business next year. All right. So I find that in order to really get shit done is that I've got a time block, a specific block of time in my day where it allows me to get shit done when it comes to sales activities. Most coaches I work with before they're starting to work with me, they're like all over the place, right? They're creating content, they're creating modules, they're revamping their LinkedIn page. They're like, oh, I'm tweaking my funnel, I'm redoing my website. I'm like, newsflash, so is everybody else. So while you're doing that, I'm not making sales. Good luck to you, right? So I find that they're too busy creating instead of doing the actual things that are going to drive conversations and drive sales. Okay. So whether it's DMs or follow-ups or invitations or speaking events, right? We've got to be doing the things every single day that drive sales. So for me, like I said, it's a 90-minute time block where I put everything away, all distractions, and I'm literally just doing activities that drives sales conversations. And yes, in my program, I teach women how and what to do during that time block. Duh, I'm a high ticket sales coach. But yes, at the end of the day, you need to be time blocking out a solid block of time. Right. And eventually I'll probably turn that into 2 hours because, hey, I love sales and making money feels great. All right. So that's tip number 3 is to just simply time block out some time. No distractions, no chaos, just revenue generating energy and activities. All right. And then tip number 4 is really my last one for today's training. But it really does come down to your environment, you guys. Like, stress and overcoming stress and reducing your stress is going to come down to your environment, and your environment so freaking matters when it comes to running a business, sales, everything, right? So what you're watching, what you're listening to, scrolling through before you hop on a sales call. All right. Your content won't convert if your mindset is swimming in stress and comparison. So protect your mind, right? For your thoughts shape your reality. Your thoughts shape how much money you're going to make this month. So stress is a sales blocker. All right. And when you are surrounded by all kinds of stuff, all kinds of negative people, all kinds of negative comments on social media, all kinds of negative news stations in the background, right? All kinds of negative music, things like that, they're shaping your environment. Every time you listen to a hater that's like, oh, girl, no, you cannot make $100,000 this month. That seems crazy. All right, bye, delete, goodbye, right? So your environment matters. I cannot stress this enough. I see so many people in coaching containers that have no business being in that container, right? I'm like, oh my God, I have literally wasted about $5,000 one time. I joined a container, a coaching program, and I got in and I was like, all these people are negative and all they talk about is the freaking economy and how bad, like the economy sucks and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I'm not going to sit here for an hour and listen to all this negative shit about why people aren't making sales. So, or growing their business. So I had to get out of there. I didn't care if I lost $5,000 or not, because I knew that the real cost of me staying in that program and like sucking through it. Right. No, right. I've got to protect my energy and my stress. So stress is a sales blocker. And the longer you ignore it, the more it costs you. If you've been waking up at 3 a.m. wondering if this is ever going to work, this is your wake-up call. You are not meant to hustle in survival mode forever. You are not meant to fake your way to the top. You are not meant to wear burnout like a badge of honor. You are meant to sell from a place of peace, to attract from alignment, to lead with power. So if stress has you running the show, like if stress is literally running your show and that's all you think about all day long is about how you're not making sales and how what you're not doing isn't working and like all of those things, it's time to check yourself and get yourself back into the driver's seat and get real with yourself, right? Some actual self-responsibility is what you're doing during the day working? Because if it's not, stop doing it. That's the definition of insanity. Get support, hire a coach, get a mentor. I don't care. If you are not where you're at in your business, ladies, you have to take a hard look at you. What are you doing? How are you reacting? How much stress are you letting into your life, right? What does your environment look like? What are the excuses that you make? What are the thoughts running the show? Right? And if you're really, truly looking for a coach who is no bullshit, who will literally give you the proven systems, like the how-tos, like how to grow to 6 figures and beyond without pretending, without pushing, without stress, right? Let's have a conversation. Let's get you shifting from survival to sales queen mode starting now. And if you want, support around this, drop the word queen below. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you offline where we can start talking about what's really keeping you up at night and then create a plan for that. Remember, you can be the solution to your own problems. You just have to be willing to ask for support. All right. So that's all I have for you today, my beautiful friends. Please, if you have a coach, if you know a coach who is struggling, if you know a consultant or a service-based entrepreneur who is looking for a business coach, please tag them in, share this video, watch this video multiple times, right? Your sales is directly impacted by how much stress you are bringing into your life. So if you're not making any sales and you're freaking stressed out of your mind, it's time for a reset. You know what I mean? All right. I love you, ladies. I got to go. I will see you next Tuesday for another beautiful training. See you soon. Bye.